Hey, how's everyone doing? Check it out. This is a 2001 Mercury Cougar. Okay, it didn't come with this front end. This front end here, I custom built from a front end that was on it that kept getting busted. So I had to raise it from the road by about 3 inches. So I spliced it and put my little screens, grills in, and put that back together. I've let this thing go for a couple years. It was in an accident and it was totaled, and we bought it back from the insurance company, and I've been basically letting it go to keep the rest of my family's vehicles up, and I don't have a lot of time, and I've been making time for this now. I put the black stripes on. I still got to wet sand and give it another coat for the stripes. But a little history on these Cougars, and like around 99, they made them from 99 I believe to 2002, 2003, and they were a concept of a new Mustang. And the problem was, well, it was European designed, American made, so it's pretty much got a lot of European tech in it. So anyways, it was finally decided that Mustang cannot be a front-wheel drive car. So they renamed this as the Mercury Cougar, in which up until that point the Mercury Cougars had switched over and become like a little family sedan. So the reason it wasn't so popular is because they actually put them over in the family sedan part of the dealership, and they weren't actually looked at, but they were pretty much designed for the younger generation of kids. Little sporty car. I mean, myself, I love it. I love the way the steering handles. The steering actually handles better than the other cars of the same design. It's just better. It will outsteer a Mitsubishi Eclipse, actually, and it has quite a bit of a, I mean, it will get up and go. I've had this one to 110. I ran out of road. It would have gone higher. I think the max, just regular stock Cougar, has maxed at 130. But if you listen, this car is a little bit heavier than the other cars of its size because they added some luxury. The seats are wonderful. The doors, they have weight to them. The doors actually, I don't know if anyone ever driven a 75 Monte Carlo or Grand Prix, or, the cars of the older days with the big heavy doors. Well, these doors are heavy. Okay, and then some of them come with a moonroof, but there's a lot of problems with them. This one doesn't work because the motor, I took it apart, and I took the motor apart, and the motor, it has like a spiral gear in it, and when you open it, it turns cables, and sometimes there's like a piece that will break loose on the rail, and it causes the motor to continually try to turn, and it bends that spiral gear in the motor. It's actually, the shaft goes all the way through the motor, and so this one needs a motor. I fixed the defect with the rails. I just got to get a motor for it. It comes with it was one of the first dual overhead cam 2.5 liter engines. I'll give you a look at the engine later, but this is what I'm working on today. These fenders are fiberglass. Whoever owned it before me put fiberglass fenders on it. And there's a shell coat, or they call it gel coat, that goes over it, and that gel coat started cracking. No matter how much sander or filler or primer I put in it, well, not filler, primer, it was still, the cracks would still show through. So I've started sanding this down, and I'm just putting like a thin layer of Bondo over the cracks, and then put some primer back on it and throw some paint on it. But yes, this is what I'm working on now. And so I put the Bondo on it, and then I went over with like a sponge. It's a sponge sanding pad. You can get like a pack of 6 of these at Walmart, and you do the coarse side and then the fine side. And then if there's still any like scratches or anything, you can take some 800 grit, 600 grit. I would say go with 600 grit. If it's not coming out really smooth or scratches too deep, use some 400 grit, because primer will only cover like anything under 400 grit. The scratches primer won't cover, and they'll still show through. So that's, I like using this because it gets it nice. It takes out all the scratches and it leaves a smooth finish. All right, let me get off here and clean this up. Hey, good morning, everyone. So I've smoothed out the fender, got it fixed. You know, I just blended the fender and the front end together. It's like in one piece. Looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So the fender's primered. What I'm doing right now is I just sprayed this part right here over, because it's got to be buffed out. I went over with the clear coat, and that was just to protect it over the winter. I could have done better, but I'm kind of in a hurry to get this done before it gets too cold to paint. Alright, so next I got to take my newspaper off and see how it turned out, see if it's okay. Alright, then I got to finish painting my black stripe, like this black stripe back there. I got to make it match all the way, you know, on the fender like the other side over here. Like that right there. So, and I got the bottom black stripes there. I got to do the same for this other side over here. And I think I'm going to be through with painting this winter. And I'll get back on it and smooth it up. Take out, there's still, you can see little scratches in the paint that I fixed, but it's got a clear coat on it, so it'll be protected over the winter. It won't rust or anything. Okay, I'm gonna get back on it. Okay, so I'm finally done with all the body work, putting everything back on that I need to put on it. You can see there's an antenna up on top. I replaced that. I put my little wheel fender extender things, those little black trim around the wheels, put that on. I put the lights back in, the turn signal lights in the fender. I got the back tire, you know, wheel extender thing, black trim on that. Finished the bumper. That's done. Okay, and I painted my black stripe on this side. I didn't do this side like the other side. I'm still trying to determine what looks better. I got the turn signal in that. I still got to do a little bit of cleanup on it, but it's done for the winter. I might finish that back spoiler go on the back. I've had another idea, maybe start all over with a different one that will be done faster, made from plastic. So might do that. I still got to put my my rear lights in. I've got replacement lights because that one was busted. Ew, see what we got there. Hey, got an Apache. Oh, that was cool. Got to show you Apache in flight. Alright, I got a couple things I need to do on the inside, but I'm pretty much done with this thing for the winter. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, I'll see ya.